Welcome everybody to our live interview, our series of Life as an Interpreter. What is it like? I am Sarah Thiemann. I'm the founder of the incredible Interpreters Practice Group. I'm so proud of this community because we are the global community of positivity, non-competition, and mutual support. And I empower fellow interpreters to create the interpreting lifestyle they truly love, including lots of personal development, as you know. And as you also might know, we started our series of interviews a while ago because we want to spread the love and create awareness for our beautiful profession interpreting. And today I interview again something super amazing, Izabella Wright. Welcome, Izabella, from the UK. Izabella, you have 12 years of experience. You are a Polish and English translator and interpreter based in the UK. And in addition to providing legal translation services, your mission is to assist lawyers and entrepreneurs of small and medium-sized businesses with their administrative tasks. You just told me, and we will talk about that you're also a VA, a virtual assistant, or you offer the service now as well. So super diversified. I'm super interested in learning more about your interpreting work, translation, virtual assistant work in Polish, English, and as a virtual assistant in the legal field. Super, super interesting. So actually, hey, let's go right into the deep dive. So Izabella, what do you want to tell us about yourself to start with as a brief introduction? So you're a freelance interpreter, but more. So I cannot even ask, so what type of interpreting is your specialty? Like, tell us more about your general freelance work, maybe. Ah, you're muted, Izabella, you're muted.
Sorry.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry for the glitch. As you can see, I'm prepared. Chartered legal translator.
Oh, great. Awesome. Woo.
I got myself a promotional t-shirt. I designed it myself, by the way.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, what is it? What is it? Did you design it? You are the chartered legal translator. Did you create the chartered 5-star
Yes,
logo?
yes.
Cool. Yeah, this
Yes.
is niche, going niche 100%. This is wonderful specialization. Yes.
So if anyone asks, I wear this t-shirt for networking events.
Ah, yeah, perfect. It's a very recognition, a big recognition value.
So I
People
don't
will
have to
remember
repeat
you.
myself.
Yeah,
I don't have to
exactly.
repeat myself.
And people remember you. That's a good idea. Yeah. So
Especially when they say that business cards are old-fashioned right now, right?
yeah, I know. That's what they say. So this is really a good thing, like to be remembered. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, so you are like specialized in the legal field, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, tell us. So you have studied in Poland or in the UK? You moved from Poland to the UK, and tell us a bit about your journey.
Thank you. I studied in Poland. I graduated with MA in Russian and English philology, so 2 languages at once. I studied in America, in Chicago, for a bit. I took a gap year doing my standard studies and went to the US to study English. So all my background is based on linguistics. When I graduated in 2008 back in Poland, I was struggling to find work, and my self-confidence was very low because I couldn't understand when I was equipped with all those certificates and diplomas and I couldn't find work. How does that work? How is that possible? You know, a young person full of energy has so much to bring to the table and I couldn't find work. So I didn't want
motivated,
to.
I can imagine. Yeah, totally motivated, young, you want to work, and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
During my studies, I didn't tell my parents that I took teaching qualification that lasted for 3 years. That was a plan B, just in case for the future.
Wow. Yeah.
I didn't tell my parents that I studied German, and I didn't tell my parents that I studied Russian in business.
Jesus, what did you study? What else did you study? It's like a whole bucket of surprises. It's like, how many qualifications have you got?
I took those courses.
Yeah.
I took those courses because there were lots of discounts for students. So I thought, because I'm a university student, why not use that opportunity? I thought about driving license, but driving license is always there. You can always do it. But, you know, linguistics and languages, that's what I wanted to pursue. And because of the location where I lived and where my university was, I thought I'm gonna work in import-export company between Poland and Russia, because Poland borders with Kaliningrad, piece of Russia, and we are so close to the border. And I thought back then that I'm gonna work in import-export. And this is where the idea of Russian in business came to my mind. Because at the university, I didn't know Russian to start with. I studied English and German in primary school, in high school. I never had Russian. When all the friends were partying during summer holidays, I studied Russian, like Russian in 4 weeks, basic
Wow,
Russian
how
just to get
diligent.
through.
Yeah.
Yes. And my parents told me that they only had admission fee only for 2 universities. One of them had to be in my home country. And I said to my parents, I didn't want to study in the same city for another 5 years. Can you imagine? No student's life, like, what do you call this when you come back home?
Yes, I understand. This is like a unique thing for especially, I guess, people that study languages. It's like we want to go out into the world and see. Yeah.
And I thought back then that everyone else speaks English in the street, right? From my generation. English is nothing amazing nowadays. That's what I thought when I was entering the university, because our generation, 1984, we had English at school, so that was normal. But for me, it was too little, and I wanted to pursue a little bit more. I raised the bar for myself a little bit more. And I went to the exams, but I've done everything to fail on purpose.
So again, you have done everything to fail? What?
Yes, I went to those entry exams in my home city.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. To not study in your home city.
So my parents
could really exciting. Yeah.
So my parents could see that she tried, but she didn't get the place, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, unfortunately.
But the plan was to fail it, so I didn't have to live with my parents for another 5 years.
Ah, I see. This is really exciting. This is really an interesting way to move out. Yeah. To get out. Let me just also welcome our viewers here. Michael, Tony, hello, Mubarak, everybody watching, hello. And if you have any additional questions, and if you have any additional questions to Izabella here, feel free to comment underneath the video. I will hopefully remember to take a look and then ask Izabella your question. And Michael already says, Izabella, you are my hero. I love everyone who uses their time to study different topics, languages, and learn new skills. That is the basis to become a premium interpreter and translator. Michael says that. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. It says on the tin, look.
Yes. Premium quality, exactly. Yes, cool. That's really so cool with a t-shirt. I think many interpreters watching will then create their own t-shirts now. That's cool. So yeah, super exciting. It's like a novel. So continue. So you failed on purpose your home city university exams to be able to move out. So yeah. And then,
so as soon as I got through the exams to the university, 100 kilometers away.
Yes.
I thought yes, I achieved my goal. I said, Dad, look, there's my name on the list.
Yes, so that far away either. Yeah.
So that meant I could do those extra qualifications without being monitored, without being, looked over my shoulder. What are you doing? I didn't want to tell my parents this because I knew they're going to worry. They're going to say, you have 6-8 exams every 6 months. How are you going to handle those additional hours? How are you going to do generate extra energy for those additional qualifications? I didn't want to hear that. Yeah. I just showed them the certificate and they were in tears, they were crying.
Oh, wow.
Because they said, how did you manage?
Yeah. And well, this is a lot of personal development in here. We could already talk an hour about that because, you kept your dream a bit quiet, but, to not worry them and also to not be influenced in a negative way. So super exciting, but yeah, continue.
And I played volleyball meanwhile for my university. So I found time for everything. And then the opportunity came to go to Chicago, to America. Wow. And that was something, amazing. After the graduation, I thought I'm going to go back to America, but I was 25 and I was worried, what if something goes wrong? I know no one. so far away from home, and you know, the fear kicked in. But my friends invited me to England just to rest after the exams. They said, you've worked so hard, come and rest for the holidays and see what happens then. There was no idea that I'm going to settle in the UK, that I'm going to look for work here. I was still sending my CVs to Poland, but nothing materialized, nothing come out of this. So my determination and frustration and anger kicked in. I said, I'm going to try somewhere else. So my first job was admin assistant in England. That was 2009. And the company was training security guards, door supervisors, CCTV monitor operators. They were preparing for Olympics 2012. And I run the whole office for them from start to finish. That gave me a lot of new transferable skills, confidence, and I was so proud. I remember there were 15 candidates and they've chosen me. I was even scared of speaking English because, oh my goodness, all those accents, where am I?
Yeah, wow.
So,
again, like such a milestone.
They've chosen me out of 15 candidates. And you know what, during the course of my employment, I dealt with customer service a lot and people from different countries and different accents and so on. And that developed me a lot. And I took extra time to develop my customer service skills. I looked for tutors on YouTube, you know, tutorials or any other lessons I could find. I was making notes and I was working on my pitch, on my voice, on how to handle difficult clients and so on. And whenever clients called, they only wanted to speak to me, which was interesting because my boss called me to his office and said, oh my goodness, I'm in trouble. What have I done?
Yes.
And he says, listen, we've outsourced a company who was listening to your phone calls and they made a report. I said, oh, what's going to happen now? But he said, we're very proud of you because you've done so well. You've gone extra mile. No one asked you to do that, but you recognized where you were lacking some skills and worked on it. And now people who call us, they want to speak to you because they know it's going to be resolved. That gave me the confidence that I'm going the right way. And not only customer service, but my language skills. I opened up a little bit more because when I had that pat on the back, I thought I'm doing something right. And then we worked for another year and the company moved to London. I couldn't afford London. And this is where our ways parted. But I moved to Birmingham and this is where I worked in a call center to start with. Just because, you know, I was on my own, I was single, I didn't have any dependents. And I could survive on £7 something back then.
Yeah, and I remember even when I graduated from a university in the UK, like I looked for jobs at first in the UK as well. And it was those call center jobs that came up. It's like, yeah, something popular, it seems, for foreign people, or I don't know. Yeah.
But I lasted only 3 months. I couldn't bear people shouting at me, swearing at me. I said, I'm not.
But this was way different to your other customer service job where you were also on the phone, right? I mean,
but involved languages, and that's why I took it.
Yes.
But I lasted only 3 months, and meanwhile, knowing me, I need to grab another opportunity and see what works. And I found a Russian import-export sales coordinator role. It was in Birmingham, and it was, of course, import-export. The company was expanding towards West, which is I was responsible for the Eastern Bloc, which is Poland, Lithuania, Estonia, Russia, Belarus, and all that. And I spoke with the clients over the phone and emails. We met at an expo in Frankfurt as well. It was amazing to see them in person. And I received a lot of emails saying how cool it was to speak to me during the course of our cooperation. But the company moved to a different location and it would take me 2 hours to travel from one place to another in the morning and 2 hours on the way back. That time I fell pregnant and I went on maternity leave. This made me think because the company left me the opportunity to come back, but it was sales role and I didn't feel comfortable in sales role. And this is where our ways parted. But that's when I thought about interpreting and making the use out of my language skills. And I thought loads of people, like in my situation, I was pregnant then, and the rules are different for pregnant ladies at workplace. Not everyone knows the rules and how to raise inquiries about that. What's the law saying about pregnant ladies at the workplace and so on. So I thought I'm gonna go that way. The thing is that we ended up in tribunal with that company.
Oh.
And I won the case. And that kicked off my interest in law.
Wow, you're so brave. Like, sorry, but this is already like, you're saying it in one breath, but like already like going to court with a company. Wow, it's like so many personal development topics in here. And also that you saw the opportunity in like the challenge actually, the 2-hour commute, maternity leave. But you like you said, like you're looking for another opportunity, another like thing to try out, to learn something new. Wow, it's really like a movie here. So,
yeah. During my pregnancy, I didn't want to lose 9 months sitting and doing nothing. So I studied to do diploma in police interpreting, diploma in public service interpreting. Meanwhile, I've done a proofreading and editing diploma. My recent qualifications involve legal secretary diploma, and at the moment I'm doing paralegal qualifications.
Wow.
And that's because when working with law firms, I want them to know that I know a little bit more about data or interpreter who didn't ever have contact with the system. Mm-hmm. So I want to be more, I want to bring more value to the law firms. And because it is a prestige to work for law firms, it is uplifting to work for a reputable company and be a part of their success. So I thought I'm going to apply to law firms and see if I can start from the very beginning, from the lowest position and gradually work up. Every time I went to interview, they were impressed and they were saying, you would be a perfect candidate, but because you have childcare needs, for my daughter. And
I allowed to ask that?
Yeah. In the office till 5 o'clock. Mm-hmm. They said, we can't accept you. So that was the only thing that was holding me back.
Wow.
Hello.
Yeah, are you back? Yeah, now you're back, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So that was the only thing that was holding me back. So I didn't stop there. I was still studying and trying to expand my knowledge on that. I was attending paralegal networking events, business events for Polish community as well, and got a lot of contacts. So thinking about my language skills and what's going on right now, where there is the prices go up so much and the agencies are reducing as much as possible to earn more money off you, right? I thought I need to gradually say goodbye to translation agencies and find my own clients. And this is where the idea of virtual assistant came to mind, to work directly with the clients, to bring them value from the comfort of my own home, involving languages, involving my office skills, customer service, and that seems to work.
Wow. So I don't know whether this came across regarding the connection. Let me just summarize. So if I understood correctly, you have been working and are still working as a freelance translator and interpreter in the UK, yeah. Polish, English, and mainly for agencies. And you saw that agencies, yeah, the situation, the conditions are not good. They cut more and more conditions, money and so on, no travel time and so on. And so you decide, okay, you diversify even more, and with your legal passion in the legal field and additional qualification now, you want to bring more value to legal firms and become a virtual assistant, also on a freelance basis for the law firms. Yeah, is that correct? Wow, okay,
that's
cool.
Correct.
Yeah, and very diversified and still with languages. So, and I think you're really like interested person. You're like, how to say, you have many interests, right? I mean, you have how many qualifications do you even know? But hey, do the list of achievements. We had the topic of the imposter syndrome other last Friday in our Zoom meeting, and one of the things was to write a list of achievements. And I mean, your list is so long with all of your qualifications alone. Never mind like having kids and raising a family and moving to another country and so on. But already your qualifications alone. Wow, this is something. Whenever you have a bad day, look at that. It will lift you up.
You know, I'm going to tell you one more thing. Since 2013, I worked for a volunteer organization, like a charity, European Welfare Association. They deal with Eastern European migrants here. So they help them with learning English, which is ESOL classes, but also with paperwork, any benefits that they are entitled to, or if they are in trouble with police or courts, they also help on pro bono basis, which is for free. I'm going to tell you something interesting. During the pandemic, I was looking for legal English courses online, and I found a British legal center that provided courses like this, and one of them was for free. So it was a set of 10 lessons where you had to check your knowledge after every unit and so on. And I don't know why I've done it, but after the course, I emailed the director and I said that I took this course, this free course. I really enjoyed it. It helped me understand this and this subject. My name is Izabella Wright, and I deal with legal translations. And just introduced myself. That was like a business pitch. And the director called me back and said, would you be free for a Zoom call so we can discuss it further? So we started cooperation since then. That was February 2020.
Wow, yeah. See, opportunity in the lockdown phase. Wow, yeah.
Yeah. So we started cooperation on the basis of me being a representative of this legal English school.
Okay,
and
wow.
I've already found them several clients, so so why not?
So you work for as a virtual assistant for them now, yeah? Kind of. Yeah, wow, yeah. Awesome. And so I need to correct myself. I think in February 2020, there was no pandemic yet, right? It was in March it started. But anyways, but Michael has a question. Izabella, how did you combine being a young mother, your legal case, and the opportunities you took? It's unbelievable how you managed all this and didn't become frustrated. Yeah, it probably was a lot. Maybe it's it leads to the question of, how did you not become overwhelmed?
The frustration.
Yeah.
The frustration was behind the scenes. It's all down to planning and organizing your day. And if you have a well-behaved child like mine, because she slept well during the day, like 4 hours nap, which usually is like half an hour, 45 minutes. She let me work on the phone and online with people. So that was it. But I studied at night often. I sacrificed my sleep to study and not to lose that time, because it was heavily there was time limit on my qualifications to take it. But that didn't bother me. That didn't stop me, to be honest, because I was freelancer, so I can work from home. And to add to the pot, I didn't have any help because my parents were back in Poland. I had no one to help here. My husband was working, so he was in and out all the time, and the care of the child was on my shoulders. But I've managed. It's down to your discipline, it's down to your organization of your day, and the way how you cope with stressful situations.
Yeah, and this is like personal development 100%. This is so great. Yeah. And do you have any tip, like how did you stay motivated? Because I can well imagine that, like with sleep deprivation, like how did you not lose motivation and how did you hang in there? Wow, this is really amazing.
I had a crisis. Crisis because I was thinking, after studying so much, I'm stuck at home with the baby and nappies and bottles and all this. And that kept me going, because I didn't want to be in this situation for too long. I remember I was having that crisis and I spoke to my mom about it over the phone. And she said, every day works in your favor. every day your child grows and gets more independent. This is not going to last forever. Just hang on there, you'll be fine.
Wow.
So it is possible to manage being a parent and being your own business owner.
Wow,
it is possible, but it's down to good organization. And the fact that I went through pregnancy so well, I never had a morning sickness. The pregnancy was fine till the very end. I had good recovery, so maybe my body is designed to carry babies. I don't know. But I didn't suffer, mentally too much after the labor.
Yeah, this is wow, this is great, and you also celebrated this, I think, in a way that you are aware of that, and you are grateful for this, and you had your support network, your mom. I just noted down this as a quote: "Every day works in favor for you." Yeah, because in the sense that actually it means time works for you, right? Not against you. This is so uplifting. Normally it says that time works against you, right? So
yeah, that's
great. Yeah. And maybe did you also allow yourself those downtimes? Because I think this is also important, right? I mean, we're all human. We are not machines. And like you said, it's organization, right? At the end of the day. But were you aware that it is organization, that it is down to organization at the time? Or can you tell this now in hindsight? Or because when you're in the middle of like doing things, sometimes you're not aware of, we're just doing it, right? Or but or were you aware like, oh, I have to organize my day, how I do this then and this at another time?
I think it comes naturally to me. Like you say, with this achievement list, now you said it, when you look at this from the distance, from the different perspective, you'll see, wow, you've achieved so much. But from my point where I'm sitting right now, is that, okay, what's next?
Wow, so you're really like this go-getter. I feel like you're really like tackling things. Yeah, high achiever, ambitious, and you're like, okay, you're like, you don't have the time to look back on any, I don't know, potential failures or whatever. You're like, now what's the next thing? It's like really great. And I think this is where your energy maybe also comes from, right? It's always like looking for the next thing, also for yourself, for your own personal growth, actually learning new things, right? I mean, the VA idea again, it's like you could have stayed in just in purely interpreting and translation, right? But you're like, no, I want kind of more in life again. Like, you're ready for the next step.
So it's discovering new pathways. What can you do with your skills? Your skills are so transferable. What else can you do? Look how many translators and interpreters out there. There's plenty of them, but there's very few experts. So how to get to that point, to be an expert, you need to work hard to brush on your skills and work on that specialty that interests you, because you've developed a passion and love for it. You won't even feel that it's a chore. You will feel like this is what I want to do, and you're going to look for information about it further. So you won't even feel that it's a duty. And the fact that it's to free yourself from working for someone else, because I worked in the office environment and people can be really nasty. I don't want to deal with that stress anymore, that beachiness, that talking behind your back, making shit steering.
Yes.
Making problems where there's none. So that's where the idea came from, to be independent, to work for yourself and to work on your own passions. Like they say, if you find a passion in your life, you won't work one day in your life because you love it.
Oh, wonderful. And thank you for reminding all of us of being grateful for being freelance, all the positive sides of being freelance. You're so right. And also I love how proactive you were in writing to the director of this course that you took. This is like, who gets the idea of doing so? And you didn't even, again, have any business intention in mind at first, right? You just wrote him at first, like to, I don't know, be networking, be proactive networking. Yeah, so cool.
Introduce myself, to show my face, to see that there is someone who's interested in law and his courses, because they were interesting. And what can we do about it? Maybe he was in need of expanding his business, or he needed some materials translating. You never know. So that was just simple
network,
networking. Hi,
exactly.
how are you? My name is.
Yeah, also
So yeah, you're
amazing.
right. I remember it was pandemic, so it was 2021. It must be
Ah,
February.
yeah, wonderful.
It
Yeah.
must have been like this because I remember I was in my room learning on the computer, going through the
Yeah. And you
lessons.
took the
So
crisis as an opportunity. This is so great. Yeah.
and you know what? Later on, he gave me access to a paid course, but he gave me access for free because he wanted me to check how it works, if everything opens correctly and everything is formatted. And so I gained another knowledge just looking through that course and expanding my horizons for free. Normally that course will be like $250.
Yeah, totally. This is a great story, really. We're already over time, Izabella, but I would like to ask you one last question because it's so exciting. And
Yeah.
Michael asked another question. I think it's really interesting. So last question for the interview. So Michael asks, you are a Polish citizen, Izabella. Did Brexit cause any problems for you?
No. Simple no.
Okay, short answer.
I'm
Okay,
married
great,
to a
bye.
British person.
Sorry.
I'm married to a British citizen.
Ah, okay.
And the fact that I've been living here for so long, it secures my status. But of course, I will be looking into naturalization and obtaining British citizenship. But the prices went up so much that I guess I need to save for it for a bit.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah, but thank you for sharing. Yeah. So marrying to a British person. Okay. So, yeah. But no, and you've lived there for so long. And yeah, but it's really interesting question. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. And thank you, Izabella. Wow, the time went by so quickly. But yeah, it's half an hour over. I could talk with you for another hour or so. But yeah, stay tuned, everybody. Izabella is part of the Interpreters Practice Group, our great IPG community. And I'm sure we will hear and see much more of Izabella. So cool. Thank you so much for your time, Izabella.
Thank you, guys.
And, yeah.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Do you have any last advice or any message? Or let me just lower the volume. It's loud. Huh? So, okay. So for anybody, do you want to say goodbye? I cut you off a little bit, sorry. So, but yeah. So do you have anything, any last comment?
Last advice is catch your opportunities wherever you can find it. Join groups of your language pairs and explore what interests you and how can you expand your horizons. Even courses for free, or do what I do. Email people who you think you could work with in the future, like completing the course and just thanking them for the course and how valuable it was, because you never know, it could be another business opportunity for you.
Totally, I love it. Yeah, great advice. Thank you, Izabella. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.